the vanity of AI is there's fear mongering that's going to say, just like when the iPhone was released, right? This thing's going to take jobs, and it will with that mindset. But if you come into it with an optimistic mindset, then more likely than not, you'll leverage it as a tool and you'll be able to scale faster and grow smarter and have a better team and invest in those relationships. Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Ozzy, and
Zack.
Together, we've built multiple businesses, including Advertis, where we've helped over 300 marketing agencies scale smarter, grow faster, and escape the chaos that most agency owners get stuck in. In each episode, we're going to break down real conversations by agency owners. These conversations look more like, sales, operations, hiring, scaling, leadership, the wins, the failures, AI, all of it. And today we're actually going to talk about the fear mongering AI and what it's doing to marketing agencies today. So we're going to dive into this topic. Zack, I've been talking with a lot of, prospective, agency owners out there lately or who have been interested in partnering with us. And there's this big fear and push around what AI is doing to boutique agencies, especially. I think, we've mentioned this in recent, shows, but there's over 104,000 marketing agencies here in the US. And AI is really forcing a lot of them to really show up in ways that they probably didn't anticipate because they were probably freelancers to start and they just offered Google ads or whatever, So
Yeah.
it's definitely a new, like when you want to start an agency now, you can't really just niche to a specific service. It has to be really, you're competing against so many in the market. And so we're going to talk today, guys, about what that looks like and how AI is changing the landscape for marketing agencies. But Zack, I think first thing that comes to mind is probably related to, how AI has affected internal operations.
Yeah. Well, I is just making it so much easier for great teams, great specialists, great paid media people, great SEO people, great web devs do their work faster, better, more frequency, and take on more, just kind of in general, right? And I think that is, as the title suggests, how AI is killing agencies. One, if agencies kind of overinflate, they get a little bit too big, right? And they find, wow, we don't need this many specialists. We really just need like one or two good ones. And then we can leverage AI for execution. We see that happening a lot. We see even business owners, clients who are saying, hey, you guys have done great, graphic design work, but like I was able to think a thought and plug it into Nano Banano, and I was able to output an image that was really close to what I wanted and I'm happy with. And I didn't have to set up a meeting. I didn't have to send an email. I didn't have to communicate in a Slack message. I didn't have to go back and forth with edits or revisions. I just did it while I was, waiting in between calls. And so then that kind of kills some of the, some of the creative agencies. I mean, even when it comes to content writing as well, it just makes it so much easier to produce work that is passable, right? And so now people are asking, well, my marketing agency used to thrive on offering this as part of our overall package and was really a unique selling proposition because not every agency could, but now it's not really a unique selling proposition. Like, do I use it and offer a lesser quality product, or do I have my team train on it? Do I try to come up with like a better package that makes AI seem like crap, or like, what do I do here? But either way, agency owners, clients, the market is questioning the value that marketing agencies provide and offer because there's AI and there's these tools. Whether or not the agencies use them or not, like there's these tools and people are wondering, is it really worth $10,000 per month to get what I'm getting? I don't know. Who knows?
And there's like a vanity around AI right now. It's like a buzzword. And
yes,
I think a lot of software companies know that. So, anyone listening, especially business owners, you're going to see ads for, scale your SEO with this AI tool now. And it's all these funny, like advertisements on these tools because they're funded and they're backed by, capital, venture capital. And what do SaaS companies do best, Zack? We know this from experience. They scale up as fast as possible and they sell to their competition, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the vanity button that they're pushing right now because they know AI's got this vanity. And honestly, it's crappy work. Like we've seen it, we've come behind a lot of it already. And we're like, oh, we have to play cleanup now because this company bought this SEO, this AI SEO tool that sucks. It's like a plugin. And it's like, okay, now we have to fix it. It's going to take a lot more time. It's going to cost them a lot more money. But
Right.
ultimately, one thing that we do see is successful with AI is how like if you're a marketing agency owner and you don't have a sales team, okay, that's common. We know that. That's common. Most marketing agency owners, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you all out. Y'all suck at building a sales team. That you don't believe in sales teams for whatever reason. It's the owner selling all day long. He's like, I just want to live in this business for the rest of my life, whatever. But ultimately, sorry guys, but I am calling you out. There's tools now with AI, agents. You can create these AI agents to really like build out your processes, things that's redundant, putting this manual information in your CRM, get out of here. Not anymore. You're creating your own follow-up task. Get out of here. Like nobody does that anymore. Like if you're doing that, like you should be using and learning how to use AI for that kind of stuff. This way you can build a sales team because at the end of the day, I think the thing that a lot of businesses are starting to see, especially agencies, are that the AI can be used as a tool internally. So then you can put an emphasis on the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, like, okay, if your client base is this like startups or if it's like, these little mom and pop shops, cool, right? You're a boutique agency. That's how I would classify you. Like you need to build a package that introduces AI. You need to keep it low cost. But if you're an agency like us and you're looking to partner with companies like doing, several seven figures minimum per year, like they have a budget for this. They're not going to give you that money if you don't have a team and have relationship and actually able to offer more value to them. So that's it. It's like if you want to be a $10,000 a month, if you want to have an agency and be able to quote your prospects $10,000 a month, then you need to have the value of $10,000 a month.
Right.
And it's
Right.
forcing agencies to do that now with AI because of
Well,
AI.
that's it. That's exactly why Advertis does audits and strategies for all of our 300 agency partners, right? It is so valuable to have a strategist, a partner success manager, a specialist, someone who knows this work to hop on the call and provide a written document, slide deck, report of here's the work, here's what's bad, here's what's good, here's what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to change it. And that to be a sales call with the agency owner and the client, right? That, or I should say prospect in the scenario, that can really build a lot of trust in the relationship, right? Because it does kind of scream, lower quality when, you have a client that's on the hook, you think they're going to sign up for a 12-month retainer, and then they're like, yeah, this is really great information. I think I want to do this. Hey, can you give me a strategy and have someone, share the strategy with me? And then you don't have like a specialist to bring in on the call, or you don't have another person to bring in on the call. And it's hard to kind of build up that relationship. And again, AI is not going to be able to penetrate through the need for business to business relationships. That will always need to be the case, because at the end of the day, when you operate in a market where there's 10,000 Google ad specialists, how do you choose which one's the best or which one's the right one for you? It usually comes down to relationships. Someone you've known, someone you found, someone in your area, someone who does it for your specific type of business and niche, someone who's already doing your website, or someone who's already doing your social media or already doing your XYZ. It makes it a lot easier to kind of consolidate and to build up a relationship with your clientele that outpaces AI. Because even if a new AI tool comes about, business owners are like, well, this is getting taken care of already. Why would I even think about an AI tool if my needs are being met today? I have bigger problems to worry about that actually grows my business.
Yeah, it's like, I think with marketing agencies, specifically in this industry, everything moves so fast. So it's like really challenging to stay ahead of that. And like, for our teams, they're like, okay, yeah, I know Josh has got it. Like Josh is already looking at the next tools for AI because he's trying to make his job easier. And,
Mm-hmm.
for us in Advertis, we're partnered with over 300 agencies. We have to, we don't have a choice. Like we have a small team and it's serving this large client base. And, like if you're an agency right now and you don't have systems for your sales, like you don't have to, because you can partner with people like us. You know what I mean? Like we've done all that legwork. You don't have to have that. Like we've done all that work. But like ultimately it comes down to being able to move quickly and pivot in this industry fast enough. What I'm seeing is these smaller agencies coming on now who, again, I'm going to call them out. Most agency owners that start an agency, they were a freelancer. Zach, you were a freelancer once. They're freelancers who did one service or two services for, their Fiverr or Upwork. And they were working at an agency and they're like, I can sell this. This is easy. And then they start their own agency and then they find out all the nooks and crannies of why it's hard to be an agency owner. Like fun stuff. So ultimately, like with AI now, the agencies who are struggling are the ones who are not like adapting to the market and able to leverage it to scale up the relationship side of the business. Because, and like I tell the team all the time, the sales team, like we're in the business of selling relationships. These services, they sell themselves. People know what these services do. Like we can build a strategy all day. But Olivia, I can't replace you. Veronica, I can't replace you. Noah, Nate, the whole team, like we can't replace the team. So at the end of the day, like when you're looking at value, you look at your team. Agency owner, you look at your team. Your team is the value. And you can't replace them with AI. There's not another Olivia in the entire universe from all of time. So good luck. AI can't replace that.
Good luck. It's so true. And like you said, it's not easy to kind of keep up to date with all this stuff, which is why obviously we encourage agency owners to find a partner who is, right? Find a partner who is exploring the depths of artificial intelligence and how it relates to Google ads and how it relates to Facebook ads, how it relates to SEO, how it relates to Google business profiles, how it relates to websites, and let Advertis be that wealth of knowledge for you while also executing said service, right?
Free, by the way.
Yeah, right. Like that's part of what we do. It's already baked in. Like you said, if a white label partner joins us, they already have a client who sold on one of our services like Google Ads. They already have a client who wants Google Ads, but it's the fact that they get a relationship with the paid media specialist. It's in the co-channel. They meet with them regularly. They have weekly, biweekly, or monthly cadences. They actually get to strategize with an account manager, right? And they actually get real audits and strategies from human beings that are diving into these accounts and giving audit.
I have to tell you this story real quick. So for everyone listening, I was on a call with an agency probably like about 2 weeks ago, and is a referred partner to us. And he said something about he had hired some guy to come into his agency. They do really well for themselves. They're doing 8 figures a year. They're doing really well for themselves. But he hired some guy to come in just to look ahead at the industry for all the AI tools. And I said, dude, we're like giving that out for free. Like we have to, because we're partnered with so many agencies. I was like, you realize you're paying this guy. He's like paying the guy $7,500 a month salary. I was like, you could pay us $6,500 a month and you're getting us to do work and we're doing this for you. Yep. I'm like, this is absurd. And same thing, like that's another thing with the sales team. Like a lot of agencies don't have sales teams. And it's like, okay, great. Well, we have built the systems, the pipelines, the processes, everything for these agencies. So when they partner with us, not only are they adopting those systems like organically because our sales team has to use those systems to be successful, but they're also getting all the experience. This sales team last year, we quoted 800 deals last year.
Yeah.
Can't hire, and these are free, part of the partnership, and we're paying them commission on your behalf. Like if they help you close a deal, they get a 20% commission for that. Guys, come on. Like it doesn't get easier than that. But anyways, that's my little rant. I'm sorry, guys. But to Zach's point, with AI, you have to strategize and learn how to leverage it for an internal purpose. But even more so, let's say you are a boutique agency. Let's say you are, putting together like a low tier package, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're focusing on startups, for example, they don't have the funding to pay you $10,000. If they do, they're backed, and then it's a nightmare, and it's a whole thing. So if you do focus on startups, use AI, and we've been seeing this more recently, where they're taking and creating a low ticket offer, and it introduces that client or that prospect to your services and your team to build that relationship, right?
Yep.
And then you can upsell them later. But like I talked to one recently, an agency owner who has a subscription model, which is brilliant. I love that. She's charging like $300 a month for it's like low tier entrance to get them just like understanding marketing services for their business. Like, looking at their branding, looking at their KPIs they should be measuring for, their actual success points. It's almost like consulting, really. I think another thing that she was offering was something around identifying their like avatars. So like a branding service. There's just like low ticket stuff. And that's a really good, Zach, do you want to expand on that a little bit more, perhaps?
Yeah. It's always important to not just always custom sell. And it's always important not just to quote bottom tier. I think it's really important when you are quoting that you give downsell options, because there are a lot of times where you'll give a quote, it'll be at this tier, it'll be everything that the client asked for, right? And then some. And you're like, oh wow, if they want all this, they must be loaded. And because you're bad at sales, you don't ask what's your budget. So then you come up with like this great proposal with all this good stuff, and they say, oh, that's kind of really expensive, right? And then they're looking at somebody else who's just cheaper and lesser quality. But if you have a prepackaged downsell option that leverages artificial intelligence, that can be something that you can sell to people all day long. That can be your base, right? Hey, you cannot work with me unless, you spend $1,200 a month with me or $1,000 a month with me for just this service or just this product, right? And by the way, you're not going to get top tier communication. We're not going to have weekly meetings and cadences. We're not going to go back and forth all the time, customizing the dashboard to your every whim. This is you have a need, you have a service, you need someone to come in there quickly, efficiently, and get the work done. We'll get it done. And you have that prepackaged as a downsell option. That could honestly be a part of a good, better, best option. It could be part of, hey, you could sell something that's good, which is that lower tier. You can sell something better, which is like probably your average managed service. And you can sell something that's great, where you like throw in a couple additional services there. And you're like, I don't think they'll go for this, but maybe they will. All of those are great ways for you to be stickier, because it shows the client that you're kind of flexible at different price points, but you're also adjusting scope at different price points, right? And so you have the lead, you've done all this work to get the lead, you're making all the sales yourself most of the time. And then when they finally get there and they tell you, oh yeah, well, we got a quote to build a website for like $500 and you're quoting me $20,000. So that's just a
You should probably
huge
not work with them
mismatch.
anyways.
Huge
I'm just gonna say.
mismatch. But
Well, but to your point, like, and I think if I were to summarize from being in sales most of my career, I can tell you this: it's a lot easier to upsell and cross sell an existing client than it is to get them
yeah,
off the street cold. So
get them
try
to
to,
spend their first dollar.
yeah, low ticket offers, get them in the door, and then educate them, build that relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Educate them. So then later on, when it's time, you've helped them build their budget up. Now you can actually, finally now, like, look, I helped you get this budget. Like, let's look at this now. Let's see what we can do with it. And I think that's a slow burn in some cases. But again, to Zach's point, if you've paid all this money and time and resources in general to
Mm-hmm.
get that prospect there, try to
Yeah.
capitalize as much as you can, even if it's just if you find out that they don't have the budget, like maybe even helping them in some capacity will get you a review,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
at this day and age, that stuff matters, guys. That
Mm-hmm.
stuff matters
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, really, it just means that marketing agency hasn't done the work of providing a valuable packaged offer that works for the lower quality leads that they're getting, right? That's really what it means. It means that you haven't dove in and said, "Hey, I'm going to create something that is half of what I usually charge. It's limited scope. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to sell that to these people when I get those leads in." Right? Now, we all like to say, probably here in the comments, you're going to hear, "Well, no, your targeting sucks. You should probably be targeting more upstream, or this sucks, that sucks." It's like, real world, right? Real business owners, real agency owners, they don't always get to decide, how much money is in the pocket of the person that fills out that form on their website. They don't get to decide how many seven figures, how many millions that business is or is not doing, right? To get the bigger package or the lesser package. So you kind of have to come up with packages and products for all, even if it just means, look, I usually charge a minimum of like a $20,000, one-time engagement for branding. It looks like you're not even close to that. But here, I have a brand, create your own brand guideline PDF. I charge $100 for it. I
Thank
charge
you.
$199 for it. Go here, download it, purchase it. And then when you feel ready, or if you need more help, you can come back to me and we'll have a conversation. Get something for your lead. Holy buckets,
You know what? That's funny. I'm going to say that I'm going to call this out too, because I hear this a lot from agency owners, especially like in certain groups. I'm not going to say the name of the group because you never know, but I'm just going to say this. A lot of these groups, they'll say, well, I don't work with clients like that. So if I get them, I just ignore them. And like, look, I understand you got to do that sometimes. I don't like to do that personally because I believe in servant leadership. If God's brought them here, it's for a reason. And I'm just going to do what I can
Amen.
to serve them. But it's like more on the front of, okay, like I hear you, but at minimum, that person has come to you because they trust that you can potentially help them. Like,
Yeah.
find a way. If it means that, okay, they don't have the budget, go find a referral partner that you can
Yeah.
bring that business to that will work with that type of audience,
Yep.
right? Like, quit making excuses. You're a business owner. You're someone that you go to market and say, I'm here to help people. Then show up. Show up. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. And going back to relationships, those are things that AI can't kill, right?
Yeah.
Like that's part of your survival plan is that if you get a bunch of low quality leads and for whatever reason, it's not possible for you to create a lower tier downsell package or a lower tier digital product to sell them for whatever reason, like you said, get a referral partner, go to a lesser agency or go to a solopreneur or freelancer and say, hey, if I send you these leads, like I don't deal with people paying, less than $500 a month, but you do. Can I get like some type of like reoccurring commission or kickback or 10% or 20% or something like that? And most people will say, okay, great. You're giving me leads that are warm and you're telling me that you're going to hand them to me because they're not paying you enough, but like my agency is small enough that I'll take them. Okay, great.
Because I
I
have an
will.
offer that I've built with AI, like whatever.
Right. Yes, because I have a lower tiered package and you don't. Okay, I'll take that. And then everyone's happy. They get some more money, you get some more money, and then obviously you're doing business, you're referring business to each other, your network gets larger, more leads and business comes through, more people get dollars and money. This is how you beat AI because right now AI's business model is a SaaS business model, right?
Yeah,
It's sign
pretty
up,
much.
pay this much per month, and tell me exactly what you want me to do, and my tool can only do it in like this way, right? That's what it is. But service based, I don't care how you do it, just get it done.
Yeah.
I, I don't
Give me
I don't
results.
care, just get results, and that's what I'm judging you on for most marketing agencies. It to survive, you need relationships. You need to come up with more to sell, downsell options, good, better, best options. You need to have referral partnerships. Either you're getting referrals or you're asking for referrals. You need to have those. And then you also obviously need to leverage AI in your own sales systems, right? Like Ozzy was saying in the beginning, I think that's a good little bonus point, which is if you are the sole salesperson of your business, that's fine, but you better automate the crap out of it. It may not be AI or kind of AI, but what you got to be using CRMs,
Yeah.
you got to be using follow-up tasks, you got to be using that. Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table. And if you don't have the time to do it, hire somebody.
Yeah.
You're making enough
That's
money,
your
hire
whole job
somebody.
as a business owner is hiring and creating opportunity. And that's the thing. It's like, I'll finish with this, going back on what Zack was saying. If you're an agency owner and you're selling, that's great. You're probably good at it because no one's going to sell your business like you. But it's not sustainable. Eventually you're going to outgrow that. You're going to need to continue to grow. And some agencies don't. Some agencies are like, no, I'm happy here. This is a lifestyle business for me. But if you're actually trying to create a business that you can build and sell later when you're ready to retire, or you're building something that you want someone else to take over later, you need to prepare that. And if you're a business owner, that's probably what you're trying to do. You're trying to build something for the lifetime. And so, this is the time that you get to leverage technology to help you with that in a way that never was available to us before.
Yeah.
And it's accelerating, my learning capabilities, your learning everybody here. And I think that it's just a tremendous tool. And I will say the vanity of AI is there's fear mongering that's going to say, just like when the iPhone was released, right? This thing's going to take jobs, and it will with that mindset. But if you come into it with an optimistic mindset, then more likely than not, you'll leverage it as a tool and you'll be able to scale faster and grow smarter and have a better team and invest in those relationships. Yes, good topic today. I will say, guys, I'm going to use a good Kentucky y'all because y'all, we got over 700 subscribers to the channel now since we started this in November. So we just want
Whoop
to
whoop.
say thank you. Thank you so much. We're excited that you're here. We hope the content is bringing enough value for you guys. We're excited to see that people are showing up. Comment below if you have questions or you want us to have any specific topics that you want us to talk about. Again, we're the owners of Advertis, where we've partnered with over 300 plus marketing agencies. Our goal is to help these agencies go to market, scale, get time back as the agency owner, and learn from the mistakes that we've seen and also done ourselves throughout the journey. But please subscribe to our channel here. We're trying to offer as much value as we can. And otherwise, we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming by.